for the life of me, I don't understand why black men would support illegal immigration into America. I said this many times, I'm going to say it again. These undocumented aliens have been sent here to undercut the blue-collar black man. That's why the trades were taken out of the schools in the, late 90s? Plumbing, electrical, wood shop, metal shop. Before that, you had black boys learning fucking car mechanic shit, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, 9th, 10th grade. Carpentry, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th grade. You had black kids learning HVAC, black boys learning HVAC, heating, ventilation, air conditioning. 6th, 7th, 8th grade. These were all courses, trade courses in the 90s. And that's the decade black dudes are making a hell of a lot of money in the trades. After that decade, the Democrat Party decided to not only pull these trades out of the school, but to flood these black neighborhoods with foreigners. So like I said, man, I don't see why any black man would support illegal immigration. And if you do as a black man, you're an idiot and you're my fucking enemy. Let's hop back into this article. Hey man, once folks make it clear that they don't care if you can feed your family, that's when all bets is off, man. Real spit. And a lot of these folks these foreigners, they don't care if you can feed your family. They don't care if your kids can eat. They don't care if you can't eat. To be honest, they won't be happy until they see you as a black guy begging for money, destitute, broke somewhere in front of 7-Eleven asking for it. That's when they'll be happy and comfortable with you. I'm being real with you, man. When motherfuckers show you they don't care if you can feed yourself, you got to be cutthroat and just as cold as them. That doesn't mean you got to hate anybody or be fucking over the top disrespectful. Nah, you just carving out your portion of the pie. Let's hop into this article. After immigration authorities rounded up hundreds of workers in a massive sweep at seven Mississippi food processing plants, friends and family members are desperately searching for answers. A crowd waited outside a plant in Morton, Mississippi, on Thursday morning, hoping authorities would release their loved ones. Many had been later in the afternoon. Video footage from CNN affiliates and Facebook Live showed children sobbing as they waited for word on what had happened to their parents. See, the Democrat Party, they know something that they're not telling the other folks. It's just strange because for some reason they continue to allow undocumented aliens to flood into black neighborhoods with just no pushback. So they know something that they're not telling black Americans. And like I said, I think it's based on the future population projections. See, the Democrats, they already crunched the numbers. They see that the black birth rate is so low that our population won't carry them politically with it by 2050. So, I mean, logically and strategically, they decided to, hey, let's just move over and deal with these Hispanics. Because mainly the Democrats the feminists within the Democrat Party haven't been able to separate Hispanic women from their men, like, the white feminists have been able to do with black women. As a result, the Hispanic population is projected to explode by 2050, while the black American birth rate, ADOS, is remaining stagnant. See, that's the backdraw and the fallback because of the feminist sexual liberation movement. And the Democrat Party knows this shit. They see the writing on the wall. That's why they're allowing these foreigners in. The black population is not going to be able to carry them politically long term in the future due to the abortions. So they're saying, let's just focus on these Hispanics. And hey, if you're a political organization, you're going to look towards the future. And that's what they're looking for. That's what they're looking towards. Okay. In Forest, Mississippi, strangers and neighbors volunteered to take children with nowhere to go. I mean, that's good. Either that or I guess the state would have to take them if the parents were deported. The idea of separating children from their family, I mean, that's nothing new here in America. If you're a drunk driver and you're driving drunk down the street and the police pull you over, you're going to jail as an American citizen. And if you have kids, you're going to be separated from your kid. That's nothing new. All right, where was I at? Okay. All right, let's see. In Forest, Mississippi, strangers and neighbors volunteered to take children with nowhere to go. All right, I read that part. According to CNN affiliate WJTV, volunteers donated food and drinks. But according to WJTV, most children sobbed rather than ate. Look, the first caravan that you seen, which was like 4 months ago, that was for the South. The second one was for the East Coast. The West Coast has already been fucking flooded. The Democrat Party has already fucking locked down the West Coast. All right. So the West Coast has been flooded with undocumented aliens already. The past few caravans have been for the South and the East Coast. All right. This is a long-term strategy that the Democrat Party is using. And this is why I say there needs to be strategic minds and brains within Black America thinking, because you're not going to have any type of brainstorming or critical thinking when you got these stupid ass Black Caucus members and your typical Black person who don't have the interest of their own folks at heart. The Congressional Black Caucus, they see what the Democrats are doing. They see the strategy these Democrats are working with. They see the strategy on how the Democrats are flooding these Black neighborhoods and fucking over the Black constituents. The Black Caucus sees that. All right. I'm not saying that they should be telling you how to think, but these are your Black thinkers, the Black Caucus. These folks went to college. They are your representatives. All right. They should be looking for shit and seeing shit that you don't catch. All right. But they have been paid off and bought off by the Hispanic lobby groups. So, again, it's going to take logical, critical thinking Black folks who can read through the lines, who can read between the lines and tell motherfuckers what's going on. And that's what I'm doing. See, I'm just the dude who can sit back, analyze what different things are in front of me and give you an objective, logical viewpoint. All right, let's move forward. I understand the law and how everything works and how everything has a system. But everyone needs to hold the kids first and foremost in their minds. Gym owner Jordan Barnes told WJTV. Well, the parents should have thought of that before they came here illegally. I mean, if that was their main concern, the children, then they should have thought about that before they came here illegally. I mean, think about that shit. If you're really concerned about your children, then you're going to think before you take certain actions. Hours later, all the kids had been reunited with family members, Barnes told CNN, and the gym was set to resume normal operations. All right, and listen, like I said before, man, undocumented aliens were sent here to undercut the blue-collar Black man. You don't understand how much money blue-collar Black guys were making in the 90s in the trades. I'm talking about fucking electrical, plumbing, car mechanics, Black fucking engineers. I mean, Black dudes are making a hell of a lot of money. And see, after that, like during the late 90s, early 2000s, that's when they pulled the trades out of the middle schools, man. 7th, 8th grade, man. You could have, look, if you had a Black boy who studied fucking electrical from 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, he will be a master electrician by the time he graduates at 18. ready to go into the workforce immediately. This should be the agenda Black America should be pushing. Fuck what these white folks telling you to fucking be on. Nobody else should be telling Black Americans the agenda that should be put out for our fucking kids' future. There's nobody should be setting the stage and telling Black Americans what the agenda should be besides us. And the agenda should clearly be getting Black boys back into the trades and getting these trades back into the middle schools. If these Black parents if these Black single mothers ain't pushing this shit as far as trades back into the schools, that bitch is fucking retarded. She's stupid. Because the only way you're going to have success is when you have a marketable skill. All right, let me see. Let me see. Where was I? I keep losing my fucking spot. All right, I found it. It's exhausting, really. I couldn't even hold back my tears, and I don't really cry. But it was just heartbreaking watching all this, said a woman who gave her name only as Maria and said she was trying to help people locate detained family members. Brittany Reynoso said she came to the parking lot in case members of her church had gotten caught up in the raid. She wanted them to see a familiar face if they were released from custody. Hey, man. Looks like Mississippi got, 680 of them got 680 of them of undocumented aliens who should not be here. Like I said, it's unfortunate for the children, but this is the choice that the parents made to come here illegally. And there has to be measures taken to prevent this from going on. Now, I said this earlier, the Democrat Party has their own agenda. They see the writing on the wall. That's why they are allowing these foreigners into the country. They know something that they're not telling Black folks. They know, I know they know some shit they're not telling Black Americans. And I'm willing to bet that what they know is due to the Black abortion rate in Black America's slow growing population. They're banking on bringing the foreigners in. Now, another study said that the African immigrant birth rate in America is what's keeping the Black population from declining. So in other words, without the African immigrants coming here and giving birth, Black American birth rate would be dropping. And that just basically means that Black Americans are not creating and expanding families. And I'm not talking about these single moms just popping out a baby and living as a single mom. No, I'm talking about a father, a mother, and children. That's a family. That's what's going on. That's how they're fucking expanding and multiplying. Like I said, the Democrat Party haven't been able to separate Hispanic women from their men, like they have been able to do with Black women. The Democrat Party, they know that Black women have been fully and completely compromised in terms of the Black family structure and wanting to expand and grow. They know it. That's why they put these dumb Black broads to the back burner. They already got the Black broads in their back pocket. Now it's time to focus on the Hispanic chicks. They're trying to push the feminist shit onto the Hispanic chicks, but the Hispanic chicks are not going to fall for it. Because you remember back in the 90s how they were trying to shame Hispanic women for having so many babies? What did the Hispanic women do? They tripled their fucking population. They spited them. They said, you don't like seeing me? I'm going to make more of me. So they went ahead and tripled their population. Now, when the government did the same thing to Black women back in the 90s, what did Black women do? They said, okay, fine. I don't like seeing my babies neither. I'm going to have abortions. So basically, you're at a point now to where white America had to accept the fact that Hispanics were going to have babies, whether they liked it or not. But see, when the pressure was put on black chicks, the self-hatred was so strong and thick, they said, I don't like my babies neither. Let me kill them too. This all backfires, and it's going to backfire 50 years from now when your great-great-grandchildren are so outnumbered that they're going to be obsolete politically. All right, where was I at? Reverend terror hit when children was at school. Authorities held the sweep at food processing plants in 6 cities as a record-setting operation. At least 680 undocumented immigrants were detained. More than 300 of them have been released by Thursday. I hope with an ankle bracelet or a way to monitor them, because they're going to release them usually until their court date. And I mean, fine, but give them an ankle monitor, because these folks will not show up on their date of their hearing, because and that's the problem. Like, they release them and these folks just disappear, and you can't figure out where they're at. All right. More than 300 of them. All right, I read that point. 18 juveniles were found working at the plants, according to Jair Miles, special agent in charge for the Department of Homeland Security. 9 were released and not taken for processing, Miles said. 1 was 14 years old, he said. Yeah, man, these corporations, until these corporate owners are put in jail, honestly, people aren't going to take it serious. I mean, they're just not. But I really think that the Democrat Party, they already crunched the future numbers. And they can see, like I said earlier, the black American population will not carry them politically in the future due to abortion. So they're focused on Hispanics, man. They have to do it at this point. Any smart organization, in this case a political organization, will do this. I'm just explaining to black folks what's going on and why you got a bunch of foreigners coming in and setting up shop, and why you see the Democrat Party pandering and catering to them. And what's going to happen is a lot of these black folks who've been dead and stupid, racially, or I would say not racially dead, but who've been asleep and blind to the facts on what's going on around them, they're going to try to wake up at the last minute, fourth quarter, and be like, oh, okay, let's increase our population. Let's make babies. No, bitch. It's too late. It's not enough fertile black women no more. You bitches have joined the groups of white women that aren't fertile. You waited too long. You had too many abortions. It's too late to bounce back. That's what's going to happen. The last minute, when these dumb black broads see the writing on the wall and they realize that they've been played by the Democrats, it's going to be a last minute panic, and they're going to try to fucking run back and be like, let's make babies and let's do... No, it's too late. It's not enough fertile black women. You should have did this shit back in 2019. You should have did this shit back in 1996. But that's what's going to happen. All right, let's finish this up. The arrest came as a result of administrative and criminal search warrants executed by special agents from Homeland Security investigations, federal officials said. Today, through the hard work of these men and women, we are once again becoming a nation of laws. U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Mississippi, Mike Hurst, said as he announced arrests Wednesday. Hey, these folks got to go. If the tables were reversed and these were there were 10 million, 20 million undocumented black Africans in this country, Do you think these Hispanics would support keeping those black Africans here? No, they wouldn't. Not at all. So, because they know that it wouldn't be in their best interest. Look how they treat black Africans in their own fucking country. So why would black Americans be so generous to these folks, knowing goddamn well they don't care if you can feed your family? Remember this, black man. They don't care if you can feed your family. They would rather see you out there fucking begging for money and shit. They'll pass you by. They come here with the idea that they are better than you. And the fact that they don't care and mind if you can feed your family should really... Because, look, dude, I don't give a fuck who it is. I will never, wish a man couldn't feed his family. You could be my worst enemy, dude. I would never interfere with your ability to provide for yourself. But you got people that are just they believe you are so, not human as a black person. They don't care about your ability to survive, to take care of yourself and feed your family. So they would have no issue in coming here and fucking pushing you out the way and making way for themselves. You can't be this generous, I'm gonna help everybody type of guy, because at the end of the day, man, motherfuckers aren't like that when they come from these foreign countries. They are really not. They come here like this. Man. I'm gonna set up shop in your neighborhood, knowing goddamn well that you as a black person, if you went to their village or their town back in their country, they wouldn't let you set up no business in their fucking neighborhood. They know this shit. But the fact that you let them do that tells them that they can go further and do and take other shit of yours. And before you know it, your portion of the pie is gonna be so low, motherfucker, you ain't gonna have shit. You're gonna be landless like the Palestinians. Your great-great-grandkids are gonna be landless, possibly rounded up and slaughtered and shit, because you didn't stand for your portion of the fucking pie. You gotta always stand for your portion of the pie. If you don't, it's gonna be taken. America has more foreigners than ever before in this country. It's not like the fucking 70s and 80s and the 60s, where it was mainly black and white. Now, America has so many foreigners in this country, they don't even know who's in this fucking country. We got so many foreign nationals in this country, the government does not know. And this would be the worst time for America to collapse, because we have fucking foreign nationals from so many fucking places, and these could be fucking spies, military fucking spies. You could have fucking dudes that were trained by America, but that were supposed to be shipped back home, that are still here militarily. So it's man, America has really dropped the ball on knowing who's in the country and protecting the borders. Because shit, I mean, the fact that you got so many different nations in this country at one time, the sovereignty's in danger, and the idea of America on paper is in danger. You don't allow this many foreigners from outside your fucking borders to come in, keep their fucking language, it's not going to work. Not unless you're going to admit that, look, America is a multi-ethnic country, and I've learned to accept this shit. I've learned to accept it. That doesn't mean that I'm going to go for some melting pot theory. No, each individual group should be concerned with their own interest and about expanding and growing. But yeah, America has become a multi-ethnic country. Now, if you would have told my grandfather that in 1950, or my great-grandfather back in 1940, they would have laughed at you. Because during that time, America was 90% white. But see, after the 60s and 70s, America became a corporation, more concerned with capital than maintaining America's sovereignty. And these corporations said, hey, dude, we'd rather bring in these fucking foreigners and let these foreigners. It's all about profit, man, and cheap labor. And that's why I said these corporations, their patriotism got to be checked. It's like, where does their fucking heart lie? In the end game? Is it the green, or are these fuckers really patriotic? And you know they're not. They don't believe in country first. If they did, they would not be so big on bringing foreigners over for employment and shipping jobs overseas and H-1B visas. I'll make a video about how, like, you got these American engineers who went to college for 4 years, 6 years, 7 years as Americans for engineering and shit. They graduate, can't find a fucking job because all these H-1B visas coming from India, Southeast Asia and shit. Like, what the fuck? Motherfuckers are pissed off about that. I got a few friends who are fucking mechanical engineers and shit like that. They got work, don't get me wrong. These are go-getters, but like, why have U.S.-born citizens who went to college for engineering, but you're bringing all these foreigners over on these visas for engineering? It don't make sense. All right, I gotta wrap this up. This is getting too fucking long, dude. All right, what the fuck was it? Our brothers and sisters, our fellow citizens, 6-year-old, 5 years old, 7 years old, 11 years old, they left to go to school yesterday, excited about education, and terror hit them while this sob story. You know, your parents should have thought about that before they came here and brought you here illegally. I mean, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's getting too long, dude. 27. All right. I don't see illegals. I don't see bad people. Fuck out of here. It's only families, fathers, mothers. Nah, fuck out of here, man. This is how they try to get you with these fucking, sob stories, man. Listen, if you're a black person and you in a southern state, Mississippi, Alabama, and you're not used to being around large numbers of Hispanics, you got to listen to the black folks who lived around large numbers of Hispanics. Listen to the black folks from Florida, the black folks in different parts of Cali, especially, because you may, as a black person in the South, since you got the numbers and shit, you don't see, you may not feel the same way a black person, say in Florida or over there in Cali, would feel or think. So like I said, black folks on the East Coast and down South where it's a lot, listen to the black folks, in Florida and on the West Coast when they try to school you on what to look for when it comes to these Latinos and Hispanics and how they will use their population to demand multi-language shit in classrooms and try to, once they get a certain population number in your town, they're going to push for fucking, what's that shit they get? La Raza to come over as radio stations and shit. I mean, it's in the sense for the race. So look, you gotta be smart and don't tune out the black folks who do live in areas or who come from areas where they were vastly outnumbered by Hispanics. Now, all of us don't come from those areas because, see, most of us were raised, especially on the East Coast and down South, we were raised around other black folks. And if you're a black person and you've been raised around a majority black area, your mindset is totally different than, say, a black person in LA. I'm telling you, because, see, I grew up in the tri-state area, back east, all black, high school, black middle school, everything was black. You know what I mean? Now, you get a black person in Cali over there, they grew up as a fucking vastly outnumbered minority. And the black folks over in Cali can tell you a lot more information about these Hispanics and how they get down than anybody black can tell you. So all my Mississippi black folks, Alabama black folks, Tennessee black folks, you better listen to those black folks over there in Florida and over there in Cali.
when they give you advice on these Hispanics because they lived it.
I gotta go, man. This is too fucking long. All right, I want to knock it down. Let me knock some more down. I recognize that ICE comes under the Department of Home. The fuck? Nah, I can't. I'm done, dude. I'm out.